Well, it's clear that I'm in summertime mode right now. With triple-digit heat indexes in Charlotte, I'm not wearing a tie unless I'm in court or I'm in a mediation. But with such hot temperatures and muggy weather, now may be a good time to talk some about some things that you might try when things get overheated in a mediation. Anger is an expected part of this process. I mean, after all, you have litigants that are coming together that have either been sued or felt like they've had to sue in order to get some sort of satisfaction out of the situation. So anger is not something to be shied away from. It's part of the process. It's controlling that anger and making sure that one's own position is advanced even though one is angry. Well, I've learned some things in the 10 years I've been doing this, some things that definitely don't work. Telling somebody they're wrong doesn't usually go down very well, even though I may think that. One thing that does help, though, and I wanted to suggest to you, is something I call the power of an honest question. When faced with somebody who's clearly angry and is flying off at the handle and makes a ridiculous demand, or what I think is ridiculous, or a very low offer just to poke their stick in somebody's face, I let them vent for a while, and then I'll come back again with a question or a series of questions. One that I almost always ask when somebody has made a pretty strong demand or a pretty outrageous offer is to let them vent and then just ask, how do you think the other side is going to respond to that? And then just pause, sit back, and let them answer the question. In that process of answering that honest question, how's the other side going to respond? They begin to see the light, usually, even without my having to say so, that maybe what they've initially told me to do may not be in their best interest. It may often be followed up with saying, well, gee, they're just not doing the right thing. They're not coming to a reasonable position. Then I follow up with a question to say, well, how can we get them to that reasonable position? What can we do? The power of an honest question can go a long way to diffusing some really hot tempers, which is particularly important when you're dealing with some really hot temperatures. Regardless of the muggy weather, or whatever the weather's like when you're mediating, I wish you good luck in your negotiations.